Hi everybody, my name's Elaine Matthews. Welcome to Elaine's Extreme Paranormal channel. Today our special guest is Pamela Sargeant Laurence. She's an empath. She very often goes on, I believe it's Empaths Are Us. We're having a bit of technical difficulty getting Pamela to come in. We've been trying and trying, and we're having a bit of a problem. So I'm just going to see if I can discuss what our theme is going to be a little bit before we can get her in here. Pamela Sargeant Laurence is an empath herself, and she knows quite a bit about it. In fact, it was her that told me how to properly shield and ground, because for years I had fought the natural ability and finally I came to accept it, that I am an empath. And she taught me how to do the proper shielding and grounding. And so ever since accepting that and working with it instead of against, it's been much better. It's been much easier. And things are kind of working out all the way around that way. So, okay, we're still waiting for Pamela. Empaths are naturally good listeners. An awful lot of time people will come up to an empath and just start talking. They kind of seem to be naturally drawn to you. Empaths are famous with animals. Animals love empaths. In fact, in the store one day, I was with my partner in investigations, Marie Mercer. We were in a store one day, and this lady from across the aisle stopped us, and she said, "Oh, you have eyes like a little deer." We weren't sure which one she meant. Well, anyway, as it turned out, she meant Marie. Then she looked at me and she said, "And your eyes are like an owl." I said, "Oh, really?" And she says, "Yes." She said, "I'll bet you never miss a trick, do you?" Well, then she started telling me all different things about my characteristics and this and that, so and so. And it was quite amazing. So I can only assume that perhaps she must be an empath too. But it was amazing how we met in the store like that. Anyway, okay, still trying to get a hold of Pam here. Still no sign of her. Okay, bear with me, folks, because I'm going to see if I can get a hold of her on... see if I can get a hold of her through my tablet. See if she's on there. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, I made an error. It's not Empaths Are Us. Empaths Are Us. It's the Awakening Empath that Pamela Sargeant Laurence is in. That's my error. Okay, still see no sign of Pamela. So, all I know from my own personal experience is that as long as you keep fighting these natural gifts, things kind of go awry. Things are strange. It seems everything is a battle for you. But ever since I accepted the fact that I am an empath and I start to work towards it and with it, trying to nurture the characteristics, things seem to go much, much easier. Anyway, we are still having a problem. Okay, hang on a second here. I'm just going to speak with our executive producer. Excuse me for just 1 minute, folks. I'm really sorry this is happening. Okay, no, we're still waiting to see her come on here, so I don't know what the problem is. First, she was having a problem trying to get into her email to accept the invitation on when we were ready to go online. And now we're having a problem getting her on the screen. So, bear with me, folks. Anyway, empaths, it seems, quite often they can read the feelings of other people. They can sometimes even tell what they're going to say before they say it, which is rather interesting too, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you're an empath, that means you can read minds, etc., etc. Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes you can certainly read what they're saying, however. It's just one of those things that come naturally, that you can sometimes tell how people are thinking, what they're going to say. Often you know how they're feeling, for darn sure. And if they're ill, some empaths will even develop the symptoms of the illness that the person they feel is ill. And then for that reason, quite often they're labeled a hypochondriac. Because as you know, hypochondriacs always, they're what you call professional patients, more or less. They love being sick. So anyway, but an empath is not that. It's just that you are so tuned in, you're so sensitive to what's really happening, that as an empath that you can really develop those symptoms. And oh, there goes my dog again. That you can actually develop those symptoms. And then it's just like two people joined into one almost. Just, it's amazing how this happens. But as I say, for years I fought against it, and everything seemed to go wrong. Once I accepted it, everything was fine. And now things are really turning around, that I'm sensing more and more. I'm starting to develop that skill, which is nice. I'm glad to see that. And I regret all the years that I fought against it. The simple reason that I could have developed it better before reaching the age that I'm at. However, that's just one of those things. So if I had my life to live over again, I guess I would say I wish I had accepted the fact that I'm an empath earlier and knew exactly what I was and worked with it instead of against it. So anyway, we're still watching, and there's still no sign of our special guest. We're hoping we can get her in. So, and if you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, please go into, on Facebook, go into Elaine's Extreme Paranormal channel and post your messages there, and we will get them and answer them right here for you. You can also, if you're watching online, on the channel from the group, from the website itself, www.freelanceparanormalinvestigations.com. If you're watching live from there, you'll see on your bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a little tab that says leave a message or something to that effect. But anyway, you can post a message there too. And either way, that will get to us, and we'll be able to answer your questions for you, okay? So please, any questions you have, please feel free to send them, and we'll be watching for them. Okay, I'm still watching for our special guest, and there's still no sign of her. I don't know what's happened. Anyway, hopefully she'll eventually come in. So, excuse me. As far as I know, she has seen the invitation. She has tried to accept it so she can get in. I just can't understand, excuse me, what the problem is. But anyway, and I'm sure you don't want to be listening to me foaming at the mouth all the time, because I am not that knowledgeable as far as an empath goes. I know I am one, but I don't have the experience that she does. So I am just hoping that we can get her on here. So far, no go. But, oh well, I'll just keep trying. Don't know what happened, but apparently she's no longer online. I don't know whether her power's been cut or what's happened. She's not online. Okay, I guess there's not too much we can do about that. However, we'll just keep watching, see if she can make it, get back online. I don't know what happened there. I am sorry for the delay, folks. It's just one of those things. And there's a question coming on here. Am I empath or empathic? What's the difference? Well, if you're empathic, you do have certain abilities that you can sense. If a person's not feeling well, you can sense their mood, that kind of a thing. An empath, to the best of my knowledge, has a heightened level of feeling your moods, of knowing what you're thinking sometimes, of knowing if you're ill, that type of a thing. I'm just trying to see. Oh, Chewbacca, please. He wants to get in on the show too, folks. Don't mind him. Anyway. Alrighty. So we're still not seeing any sign of Pamela. It appears she is definitely not online right now. Something must have happened, because I know we were talking just very recently before we were ready to go online, and now for some reason we can't get a hold of her. Perhaps, I don't know, if we maybe sign off and come back on later. I don't like to delay everybody, and I'm not sure if we can do that and still pick up where we left off. Hugo, our executive producer, could tell me if I could do that. I don't know if we can. And we've got another question here. Can pets be considered empaths? That's a darn good question. And to be honest with you, I really think they could, because I know yesterday my back pain was so darn bad. I ended up having to lie on the floor for a while. I have to lie on one side on the floor because it's flat and it's even, and that tends to ease down the back pain after a while. Well, Chewbacca was so upset, he kept coming right over to me and nuzzling me and licking me as much to say, "Are you okay, Mama?" That kind of a thing. So yes, I really do think that they can be considered empaths. They know how we're feeling. Like, he knows if I get upset, he's right there and he's pawing my shoulder and that kind of a thing. And he is sensitive too. Like, I've taken him on some investigations, and it's amazing some of the things that he has picked up. So yes, I really do believe that pets can be considered empaths. I think, I don't know, do we have another question there? No, not. I thought we had one. Okay, still no sign. I don't know. Hugo, you could probably hear me, I would imagine. Hugo, if you could let me know, could we stop this broadcast momentarily until we can get her online? Because I don't want to mislead anyone if I don't have the correct information. I don't want to say something that may not be accurate. But anyway, if you could let me know, I'd appreciate that. Anyway, in the meantime, as far as grounding, shielding and grounding goes, I know the way I do it. Everybody has their own different way of shielding and grounding. Now, myself, first thing when I get up in the morning, I envision a bubble around me, right over my head, from the feet right up. Almost knocked my light off there, don't mind me. And then this bubble at the time it's dark. You can't see into it. Then I envision mentally white light coming into this bubble and circling around in it. And then it becomes translucent. You can see through it. And the bubble is off the ground at this time. Now, I envisioned the silver cord because I know when I was witnessed in a disembodied experience, I know that I used the silver cord. The silver cord was attached to me lying in the bed when I floated out and around the property when that happened. And because of that, that's why I used the silver cord in this mental imagery. The silver cord then goes down from the top of my head, right straight down through me, into both arms, down into my feet, bang. And once they're down on the ground, so to speak, I'm grounded. I'm shielded and I'm grounded. Anyway, did we have another question here, I believe, and where is it? Are empaths natural born or is it developed? I really do think that it's something that is naturally born, but must be developed. I could have developed mine, I think, a lot earlier had I accepted it earlier. I just could not figure out why I felt strangely like I did. I couldn't figure out why I didn't have that many friends. I just had a small circle of friends. And to this day, I still do have a small circle of friends. It's just, it may be a small circle, but they're true friends. They're loyal friends. And as far as our show is concerned, okay, I just heard back from our executive producer, and he said maybe what we should do is stop the broadcast for now and reschedule. It appears that, we'll try it again later today if possible, but it appears that Pamela Laurence has been cut off somehow from the internet. And we're just going to have to see if we can get her back a little bit later, okay? I'm very, very sorry, folks, for this inconvenience. I know some of you were trying to watch live. However, it's not the end of the world. This will be looked after. We will get Pamela Sargeant Laurence on here again. We will get the show done. But I do apologize again for your inconvenience. And we will try it again later. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your questions. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to post them. We will get back to you. You take care now. Take care. Bye-bye.